November of 2022, I embarked on a journey with you all to start and grow a portfolio of Pokemon card investments and to track our progress every step of the way. We're now in month 4 of that series and our portfolio is booming. Today, I'm going to take another $360 and add 5 more Pokemon card products to our portfolio. So what did I buy this month? Why did I buy it? And just how well is our portfolio doing? Let's take a look. Okay, y'all, so I do want to get right into these 5 investments that I picked up this month. But before I do so, let me take 10 seconds to tell you to make sure that you stick around to the end of the video because I have a huge announcement about something coming up next week. Okay, let's get into my investments. Okay, so for my first couple of investments this month, I picked up some products from Crown Zenith, the set that just came out last month in January. Now, you may remember last month that I picked up a Crown Zenith Pokemon Center Elite Trainer box that I pre-ordered, and that came in just a couple days after recording that video, I think. This month, though, I managed to pick up an Elite Trainer box, just the regular one, not the Pokemon Center one. And if you don't know what I think about Crown Zenith and the products that are coming out over the next few months, make sure you go check out my last video where I talk through every product in the release cycle that's happening over the next few months. And I talk through which products are best to invest in, which ones you might want to avoid. And spoiler alert, this one is at the top of the list for me, along with the Pokemon Center ETB. The main reason I like ETBs in Crown Zenith is because Crown Zenith is a specialty set, meaning there's no booster boxes being made, and there's no way to buy just individual booster packs either. So when it comes to buying booster packs, you have to be smart about getting them efficiently. The ETB is one of the most efficient ways to get packs for a decent price. At retail price, $50, you can get 10 packs in one of these boxes for $5 each. There's really only one product that outperforms that, and that's the mini tins, where you can get them for $4.50 per pack if you get them at MSRP. Now, in terms of MSRP, I managed to pick this one up for $45, and that's the big reason I got one right now. Because if you can get one of these for less than retail price, I think you're doing pretty well. Now, at the time of recording this video, it's actually kind of hard to find one at retail because the supply is just not quite there to meet the demand. But there's several more waves of Crown Zenith ETBs planned, so don't FOMO over it. Don't go pay crazy prices just to get one in your collection. Just be patient because there's going to be more of them coming out, and you'll be able to find one for $45, maybe even less, depending on where you go and where you pick one up from. All right, y'all, so like I said, this month I picked up more than one type of Crown Zenith product. For my second investment, I picked up a set of collection boxes. The first one being a Regidrago V collection box, and the other being its counterpart, the Regieleki V collection box. Now, both of these boxes come with 2 different promo cards, one of Regidrago, one of Regieleki, and they each come with 4 Crown Zenith packs. For $20 each, that means you're paying $5 per pack, which is actually pretty good compared to some other Crown Zenith products. And I think they're decent pickups because they have promos that you can only get through these boxes. It's the Crown Zenith set that I think is going to do really well over time, assuming they don't just overprint it into oblivion like they did with Shining Fates. But even still, even if they do that, I still think 5 to 10 years down the road, there's going to be a lot of people who want to go back and open up this set because not only does it have a lot of incredible hits, but it also is the last set with yellow borders on the cards. For my third pickup this month, I went with something that's probably not going to surprise anybody, and that's because it's more Evolving Skies, y'all. If you don't know already, I'm a big believer in Evolving Skies as a set. These Elite Trainer boxes, just the regular ones, right now are going for $70 plus on the secondary market in many places. You look on TCG Player, in Facebook groups, people are selling them for that price, despite the fact that you can still find these on shelves. In fact, I found this one just the other week at my local Walmart, managed to pick it up for $45. Many people in my Discord server, through Facebook groups that I'm involved in, and other places are still saying that they're finding these things on Walmart shelves. So next time you go out to shop for groceries or just pick up something at Walmart, make sure you keep an eye out for these Evolving Skies Elite Trainer boxes. Now, you may remember that last month I picked up the other artwork of this Elite Trainer box, the one with Vaporeon and Glaceon and Sylveon on it. Obviously, this one is the other artwork, so I'm really glad to add this to our collection so that we can have the set of these Elite Trainer boxes. I do like to collect things in sets like that because I'm OCD in that way. Maybe it's just me, but I think some of y'all can probably relate. Anyways, that being said, anytime you can find Evolving Skies right now at retail, I think it's a great pickup, whether it's an Elite Trainer box or single booster packs or anything along those lines. I don't think you can go wrong with getting more Evolving Skies if you're looking for the best set of the Sword and Shield era to invest in. Okay, y'all, before I get into my fourth pickup of this month, I want to point out that only about 20% of you guys are subscribed to my channel. At least that's what my analytics tells me. So if you like this kind of content, if you've been watching some of my videos and you want to be the first to know when the next ones drop, make sure that you shadow punch that like and subscribe button and hit that little bell so that you can be notified the second a new live break is announced or a new Pokemon investment video drops. Okay, let's get back into the investments. Okay, so for my fourth pickup this month, I grabbed another type of Elite Trainer box. And the big reason for that is that this month, it's just really hard to find sealed product. As many of you are probably aware, there is a basically booster box famine going on right now. There's no booster boxes in sight in the future. Distributors are telling retailers that they don't have any in stock, and people are just trying to find where they're going to get their next sealed product from. So because of that, I went back in time a little bit and started looking at what other types of sealed products can I invest in that are no longer in print. The one that I found was a Champions Path Elite Trainer box. I found this for $99.99 on safarizone.com, and for that price, I thought this was a pretty solid pickup. Now, while Darkness Ablaze, while Champions Path is not necessarily a top tier sword and shield set, it does have a couple of really rare and really cool Charizards in it, and this as a display piece for ETB collectors or just any collector in general is a really great thing to grab. I love how this looks up on my shelf. You can see behind me, I actually have one in my personal collection up there. So if you manage to get one of these for $100 or less right now, I think that's a great time to pick it up, and that's a great price to pick it up at. Now, the big reason I like this one is because these are no longer in print. They're probably not going to reprint them. I can't guarantee that, but assuming they don't reprint them, these things are not going to get any cheaper from here on out, and I think these are easily going to become a $200 to $300 ETB down the road in 5+ years. And for my fifth and final investment this month, it's a graded card that I'm really excited to have picked up from the Culture Collision Card Show in Atlanta, Georgia, just a couple weeks ago. And that's because it is an XY Tyranitar Staff Promo pre-release. This thing is rated as a PSA 9, and it's a Pop 21. This thing is a beautiful card. Now, a PSA 9 is actually the highest grade that any of these has ever been given. There are 0 PSA 10s according to PSA's population report. So there are 21 of these, and I have one of them in the highest grade that currently exists. Now, that's not to say that there won't be a PSA 10 that pops up someday, but even still, these things are extremely hard to find, especially in such a high grade. I managed to talk the guy down from $200 to $130 for this card. Honestly, it's really hard to find what it's actually worth because there just aren't any comps to go off of over the past really 3 months plus. These things just don't come up on the market very often. So I felt like $130 was a fair price, especially given that a PSA 8 and a PSA 7 had both sold in between that $100 to $120 range. So for me, this is a great investment. It may not skyrocket and have the upside potential that some of the newer sealed investments have, but I think that this is a great way to just see steady appreciation over time because these things are going to continue to become more and more rare as more of these cards are lost to time, and they're going to become older sets. Right now, X and Y is still considered a modern set, but I think before too long, X and Y, just all the sets in the X and Y era, are going to be seen as more vintage type cards than they are modern cards, especially with Scarlet and Violet now coming out. So for me, I'm really happy with this pickup. I think it's going to be great. If you're one of the people who's trying to follow along with my collection and what I'm investing in, I fully understand that this is actually going to be pretty hard to follow along with because there's only 21 of these, so 20 others besides this one. That said, I wanted to add this to my portfolio because it illustrates that when you're able to find a low population card that's popular, like a Tyranitar, and that has something that makes it exclusive or rare or different, it's usually good to at least consider picking that thing up. So if you want to try to follow along with me, I would highly recommend trying to find something along these lines that is just harder to find, that doesn't come on the market very often, and that can be something that's rare and a unique piece within your collection, because those types of things generally do well over time and don't depreciate in value, and instead they usually appreciate pretty well. So with those 5 pickups, we've added $360 in new investments to our portfolio, bringing our total investment over the last 4 months up to $1,316.90. Now, of course, the question is not how much money have we invested, but it's how much has that investment appreciated over the last 4 months. And that's where I'm really happy to report that over the last 4 months, our investment has appreciated a total of 24 0.1%, or a total of $317.32. Y'all, for 4 months of time, that is really, really solid. Now, of course, that assumes that we can sell all of our products with no fees at full market value, and that sometimes is really hard to do, and that can take time. That said, if you go through a marketplace like TCG Player or eBay, it can be a little bit easier to get closer to full value, especially if you piece out each of your items individually. So I always like to model that out just so you can see an accurate value of what you might be able to get if you had to go through one of those markets. And even after taking out those fees of 13.75%, which is what TCG Player charges, eBay's right around the same, you would still net a total of $92.61 in profit, or an ROI of 7.03% on your total investment. Y'all, that's not bad. Even at 7% ROI over the course of 4 months on an investment of $1,300 and change, that is really, really good. Additionally, I like to go through every product that we've invested in previously. So in this case, that's 18 products over the last 3 months. And of those 18 products, only 4 of them have gone down in value from last month to this month, and 4 of them have gone down in value overall since we bought them. Now, the 4 that have gone down from last month to this month are the Evolving Skies sleeve boosters, which makes sense because more of those have been showing up at retail. We also have the Charizard UPC that's gone down a little bit more. That's down $3.69 from last month. That's to be understood just because they overprinted those things like crazy. I still think that it's a good investment long term, but it's not going to appreciate in value like we thought it was going to, just because they printed it to the moon and back. Additionally, the other things that have gone down to the Celebi V Alt-Art, which I just account to fluctuations in the market. It's down $2.30. Last month, I think it was up about that much. So it's just kind of remaining steady, which is okay. And then the Vaporeon VMAX Premium box has gone down, not even $1, actually. It's 95 cents, which is kind of funny because the Jolteon and Flareon VMAX collection boxes have actually gone up some. So that just shows you that those boxes are just kind of fluctuating a little bit back and forth. They're not really appreciating a ton at this point, and that's because there's still more of these showing up on retail shelves from time to time, which is just preventing them from increasing in value because the supply and demand is pretty much level at this point. In terms of products that are doing really well, right now we have the Crown Zenith Pokemon Center ETB, which is up 35%, it looks like. And I think the big reason for that is because the secondary market, they're selling them for like $100 in the secondary market, even though they're still available on PokemonCenter.com, which is just silly to me. It's people taking advantage of others who are naive and don't realize they can still buy them at retail price. So I don't really count that number too much. Then we have things like the Astral Radiance booster box. Really, all of our booster boxes are up right now just because there is a shortage of booster boxes. So naturally, whenever you have a low supply and high demand, in this case, it's probably not even high demand, it's just regular demand, but there's just no supply there, which is causing the price to go up. And then everything else that we haven't talked about, it's just doing okay, steadily increasing over time. Overall, I'm really happy with the portfolio that we've put together over the last 4 months. I think it's a really diverse portfolio with different types of products in it from different sets. It's got a few singles. It's got some graded stuff in it. Overall, I'm happy with where we're going, and I think that this is going to continue to grow over time, and we're going to continue each and every month to just keep adding to this collection and see where we can take it over the coming months and years. Okay, y'all, so like I said at the beginning of this video, there is a huge announcement I want to share with you guys, and that's that every Wednesday night, starting next week, February 15th, we are going to be doing live breaks on YouTube. And next week, we are starting with a bang by doing a farewell party to the Sword and Shield era. That's right, we're going to have 36 slots in that break, and every slot gets one of every pack from each Sword and Shield era set. That's 17 sets in total, from Sword and Shield base all the way up to Crown Zenith. It includes all the main sets and all the specialty sets, including things like Shining Fates and Celebrations and Pokemon Go and Champions Path. It's going to be a lot of fun, and those slots are available right now. There's a link in the description to my brand new e-commerce site, shop.cardboardape.com, where you can go and buy merch, but even more importantly, you can go buy your spot in these breaks. So if you want to grab a spot in that break, make sure you go to that site as soon as possible, because I don't think that these spots are going to last really long. Okay, y'all, that's going to do it for this video. If you like this type of content and you want to see more of it, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Make sure you hit the little bell icon so you know when new videos drop. And if you want to join more than 800 other people who collect and invest in Pokemon like you, make sure you join my Discord server, link in the description below. Until next time, peace.